Holy moly. I am so curious as to how this works on the other end. Like, did it start and then it paused? Like, if you were still there watching, like this whole time. All right, well, hi guys, how's it going? So, welcome to Michael Rolla channel. Uh, this is my channel, and I'm Michael Rolla. Yes, that's how I'm going to say this from now on. So I'm going to start. It's perfect. Um, I'm a divine channel. And really kind of like divine channel, intuitive channel, sort of like spiritual psychologist, psychological something. Hey Nicole, how you doing? Thanks for making it. I hope this is working okay, and I'll take that as a yes. I had to, restart everything because, it blew up again, So yeah, a lot of powerful energy with the Lilith. I'm really having to just like stop and listen with her a lot right now. What was I saying? I was doing my little intro, right? See, I gotta get the little jingle jangle and get used to the intro, Michael Rolla channel, spiritual, divine, intuitive. It's intuitive, primarily just using my psychic abilities, clairs, to connect with messages, and a lot of other things. I love doing the Tai Chi and all that too, so there's a whole bunch on the channel, so go check it out. Website's coming. I do offer readings, yada yada, but I'll just put all those links once it's all sorted out, and and then I'll get my little intro, and I'll be good to go, we can just get into it after that, and I'm not thinking about, like, wait, what I missed, and I should just write it out, but, I don't want to read it from a thing. It's so weird. I'd just make it harder on myself, Right? That's just, yep. So you say, don't make it harder on yourself, right? That's a good segue into what she kind of wants to talk about, because it's really such a matter of the fact that you all follow these ideas and concepts so willingly, and negating your own worth is really what it comes down to. That's powerful. I'm glad she said, okay, right. She said, this is why I got upset. Everyone's mad at me. Oh, now I feel emotional. Everyone's mad at Lilith for what? She hooked up with Satan. Okay, well, that's just bad because, no one asks me why. No one, the whole idea of, this concept that you have to be a certain way in order to only, it's true in that sense where, loving is loving and hating is hating, but that's easy to figure out. It doesn't mean that doing this or doing that is necessarily in and of itself love or hate. It's why you did it is why you is the love or the hate. Is why it happened in the first, and this is important to remember as you are all. Was she saying to me? She's referencing it, and I want to say what we said. Oh, yeah, no. So I mean, she was saying, "Are you afraid of me?" It's such a beautiful thing that humans can get so heavily into, like just one emotion and just stay there and even get stuck there. It's such a gift that you all have, and all you need to do to balance it out is just let it go. Stop caring so much about it. Gain some perspective, add a little humor, and we'll all have a much more magnificent time. You will all have while you are there. And I thought that was really important, so I just wrote that one down, because it's the whole point of all of it is that we're judging. It's like it's the everyone's saying, oh, be like this, but it's like Christianity. I don't want to pick on anybody or call it out, but the kind of premise, my whole understanding of it, my whole life has been, do this or do that. or you're going to hell, or if you do, or don't do this, don't do that, whatever, and that's the very act of like condemning someone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is so bad. But and especially if you do something like a child would do something who does not know, or the likes, the idea with with Lilith, being that, I'm just gonna say what the common thing is that Eve was made from the rib of Adam. So not like it's a big deal. Okay, we don't have to freak out. But how would you feel? If you were the divine feminine, right, or something, or the original, right, and then they're like, nah, we don't want you. We're gonna take Adam's rib and make it. Like, all right, well, peace out. I'm going with this guy over here. I'm going with these people, and then now we're the bad guys, and it's just like, no, what, like, so it's the whole idea of rebellion, you know what I mean? Hey, Bravery, what's up? It's good, man. Come on, what else is happening? Okay, no, we're good. This idea of rebellion, it's the same concept, where your world has hijacked it all, like conspiracies, or, all of these words that, a guy who's, this one has said before, a guy who's trying to figure out who killed JFK, he's just trying to solve the riddle. He, like, even if you call it what you want, call it a conspiracy, fine, I don't care. It's like, oh my god, can I time out? I want to say something that's funny. So I was thinking about this, from last night, what night was it? Was it just last night, doing a bro talk, right? So I'm thinking about this idea of, with guys, right? Guys are always, we always gotta be hard. We always gotta be, So, guys will say to you, like, oh, what, you a fairy? Like with us spiritual communities, like, yeah, maybe I'm a fairy, and then, but I'm thinking, because they always say, well, you gonna frolic in the fields, and the fairy be like a fairy just dancing, and then in my head, this whole time, I'm thinking, like, on a beautiful sunny day, with a real nice breeze, with some beautiful yellow dandelions, I don't care what flower, yeah, it's beautiful, yeah, smell that, you can smell it, you can't smell it, like, you gonna be a fairy? Yeah. I mean, if that's what it's called, you know what I mean? And that's the point. It's like, if that's what you want to call it, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like, call me what you want. That sounds like I would like to have a picnic. I'm starting to think about sandwiches. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about, this sounds like a really nice afternoon. Like, I don't know what you want to do. You want to go, pop something off, and you want to go do this and go do that. Is my experience. But, that concept that we're so into labels. We're so into labels and the programming, and if you do A and B, because we're all up here mental, and we're all like judging this and judging that, soul rebels, frolicking in the field. Yeah, man, I know. Like, especially if you live in the hood, and you got to do that for the afternoon. That's a good day. That's especially good day. Like, I never understood any of the logic of anything anybody says ever. Like, just thinking differently. So yeah. Hold on. So Lilith, what's up? She's just like you all have such amazing power inside of all of you that is just judging itself. The judgments that you guys have of each other is you judging yourself inside of yourself all the time. It's why when you see somebody do it outside, you get mad at them. It's not something you would ever do, so you're judging yourself, right? And all other people is a reflection. That's why when you go up to somebody and you're like, yo, why'd you do that? And the dude, and say somebody comes up to you and you're just like, what, whoa, wait, what did I do? Like, why are you blaming me for shit? Like, I don't know, what did I do? Because how much of it was a projection, reflection, inspection. I don't know, I can't think anymore right now. I want to do, Okay, I know. See, this is why I can't stretch too far when we're talking. I know. I'm sorry. That's her telling me to tell you guys. Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's reflection. Okay, next topic. What's Lilith want to say? Let's see. Again, if you guys have questions for her, let me know. If you guys want, to know something, just about life. I mean, she's always open to take questions. Any of the beings and stuff too. Reflection. I don't know. Where's that? Where's reflection been at? I remember reflection. What else? Yeah, the power. Okay. If you can learn to release, letting go, right? The balance for all of it. Why is my head so itchy? If you can let go and learn to reestablish who you are. Okay, so this is the practice that she kind of wanted us to do today. She wants us to, she said, start to think of like maybe a childhood moment and not necessarily childhood, right? Because this is the idea of the divine child. It is the child, quote unquote, within all of us that gets the rebellious side, right? And why do we rebel as children? Because we're being forced to do stuff. That it's like in a free will zone, we know we shouldn't be. It's sure, there's a layer of a child and they need to understand when to go to bed, things of this nature. But again, that's because it's still a limitation on your world that you have to go to sleep and you have to wake up and that you have to, endure hot and cold seasons, right? It's a whole system, and you're a certain part of that system, and in order to take care of the body, this is what must be done. So explaining it this way to your children may help them to have a broader understanding, because as a child who lives primarily in their imagination at like all times, they're not thinking of their body in that way at all whatsoever. This is also clear proof that we are not just our bodies and we come from so much more. So typically this idea of a child, right, that it needs this help, it needs this to, it's not about that, it's about the simple fact that you as beings are being resisted. And, so it, as a child eventually learns it has to eat, it has to sleep, it has to, I'm sure it may take some time, but the other, truths, where it's like you're being rebelled, the child rebels, even humans, adults, you grow up, kids, teenagers, that's when it really starts, right? 12, 13. Hey, Sarah. Yeah. I know. That's crazy. I'm even on, but yeah, I don't really, I'm not into, like, it depends. I've watched so many games anyways, it's like, it's gonna be that good anyways, but no, it's cool. I ain't going out or nothing. We're all on lockdown, right? But they gonna play, of course, What were we saying? So the rebellious child, right? That's a rebellious person. I mean, you guys came here to do that. And again, with the hijacking of the words, right? They're hijacking this word rebel. It's like the word anarchy, one of my favorites. I love the word anarchy. It's such I love it. And the A and the thing, it's all punk rock, I love anarchy. If you look up the definition, it says to reform. And if you look up reform, like, it just doesn't mean like to reform something. It does, but it means for the better. Like, it literally says to improve or to, like, make, because you read, so I was like, so yeah, so this idea of anarchy and and whatever, it's like they're hijacking it all from us. And even in the spiritual communities, right, like, not like, we're all figuring it out, we're doing the work, it's great, but even then, you don't want to limit yourself, it's like when you find out your galactic origins and this and that, oh, I'm this person and that person, or I'm from this, I'm Pleiadian, and I'm, this and that and the other. And that's great, and it's a fascinating thing, when we start to realize that and we connect with that, and then we start to embody that. I mean, and then it just opens up a whole new world. So it's amazing. I'm not trying to take away from any of that, because I'm always learning stuff about myself too, past lives, a little more things come up here and there, like, oh, what was I doing in Egypt? What's going on over here? Whatever happens, when it happens, how it happens, it's fantastic, and it's going to happen. It's going to be a process. We're going to come into that, naturally, but the big picture, you imagine like an adult and a child, on your earth or world, you can call it, where you're just like these, taking care of everything, and then the children just get to run around and play. Well, imagine how it is when you got full consciousness of multiverses, when you got, and then we're seeing Earth, and so it's like, you guys, it's this is why we always say the ego, getting over, this one always says, get over yourselves, it's way bigger than you guys can imagine, and all you can do to try to understand is imagine, right? So it's kind of like, that's cool. Hey, what's up, Brave? Feel like a child. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't have a lot of memory, I gotta admit, my child. Like, I just have the specific, moments, I guess, kind of certain, sensations, memories, visions, but, like I got my cousin, the in-law, not in the family line, because we don't got this, but they remember, like, everything, it's scary, like, they remember everything. You ever met somebody like that they're a trip? Like, okay, like right now, I haven't been to this Asian restaurant that's out here, and the lady remembers all of your orders. Like, I could call right now, be like, hey, how are you, Michael? She will snap to my voice, to the thing. Oh, you want the mushroom chicken? Yeah, hell yeah. She always knows. It's scary. Like, first time it happened, I didn't go there for 2 years. Called her up, she remembered, right? I haven't been there, I don't know how many it's been now. I wonder if I called her up right now, if she would remember. Some people, it's scary. Okay, feel younger within. Yep, that's what it is. That's what I think. Do they say that? Is that a saying? Like, the older you get, the younger, I don't know, like your soul or something. I don't know, because you just settle in better or something. That's how I feel. Where it's like, it is. I'm just peeling back all the years, and it's funny when I think of that, right? And it's a good point. Thank you, Lilith. Okay, hold on. Okay. Are you allowing yourself to keep moving forward in your frustration and bitterness of the world that you developed in your teenage years or something, or your childhood or something, and this is the difference between, like I've been just talking about masculine, right? Expressing yourself, guys, or not, right? There's always the quiet guy who's like not, expressing himself or whatever, and because he's probably holding a lot in, and I mean, who knows? I don't know. I just blab because I blab. I don't know, right? I can say for everybody, some people just do that naturally, but it's like, are you like turning it in? Are you like getting frustrated? Like, I don't say this, I don't talk about that. Like, you're judging, like the way I like to feel is like we need to be talking about everything, and then we all have more fun, and we don't lose track of where we're at in life, and we don't get stuck, and we don't get, and because that's what guys, right? Guys, we get stagnant. That's what we need. That's why we need a woman in our lives or something, right? That fresh air. You know what I mean? Because they have cycles, that we don't have. So women have a natural, but then that's why they have so many emotions, and then so you need to calm down, and then, it's a balance, right? It's good for, but that are you going forward, and are you growing older, or are you growing younger, right? That's the whole point, is are you which, because you're always moving forward, right? Like we call it, we base it all on our physical vessels, because our consciousness has always been here, right? Our spirit's here. It's all just a number on our physical vessel. So the sooner we get past it, the labels, and we realize the power that we have, right, to influence ourselves, instead of it being out there or in some book or in somebody else's rib. You know what I'm saying? Right? You have it within you to create it and to be it. And you don't have to ask. You don't have to ask for the perfect this or the perfect that. You are the perfect, and you create it within your own power and desire and wants. But you have to honor yourself. Like hardcore. We're constantly trying to appease somebody, whether, teachers, parents, bosses. It's our whole life. You know what I mean? It's like me just wanting to be a potty mouth all the time, just go and talk to people and say, hey, blue, 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 blue. Like you can't. I mean, it's just not nice. I mean, it is rude, in certain situations, But if we were all over that, we'd be able to talk about anything we want to talk about. Don't say that to your kid. Oh, they say a potty word. Oh, a potty word. So what's wrong with you that you can't handle that? You know what I mean? Little kid just said shit, it was hilarious. It's going to be fine. You know what? He's going to grow up saying it anyways. It's like, you don't teach them that. Yeah, because now they're a bad person, right? Come on. And see, now this goes right back to high school. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Right back to when you're learning to define yourself. You know what I mean? You're finding styles you like, or things you might, and you gotta, and then people. For me, it was always the adults. Like I could talk to, I would love to have just picked an adult's brain back then, but they never looked at me that way. I wore the 70-inch seam, or on single leg, the big old parachute pants, Corn. Remember, Corn and all that? My cousin did, and then I totally was like, oh, I love that style, I want to be just like that, and I didn't know, total poser, right? Was that what it was? But then I think, but that's the thing too, then we're labeling, right? Because I was having that thought, I'm like, but we're all posers, because we're all wearing something that we saw somebody wear that looked good, even if it was just on a model, and we think it looks good on us. And you see something that looks good, you try it on, maybe it doesn't, so you don't wear it, So it's like, you're still doing you, you know what I mean? So it's like, but we live in this, we're constantly out here, we're constantly out fucking here, over there, asking everybody else shit, and so be who you are, because there's a power within you that only you have and can access. Yeah, we know it, right? And that's why it's not out, because to be the powerful beings that you are, as we say, and many of you know, to it fully, truly embody all of that energy that you are within a physical vessel, right? You guys would explode. It's way too much energy, the totality of who you are, right? So there's this, to truly live loud and out loud and be loud and be powerfully present and have a huge aura and an influence. I mean, you guys as beings you would topple over each other, all the time. It's the true power that is within all of you guys is for you all to unlock. But you have to do it in a way where it's gentle for your vessel and for the world that you're in, and controlled and understood, right? Cycling within yourself. This is why it's excuse me, this is why it's like yin and yang. It's like you have so much potential power to exert, but all of that has to be tempered with the exact opposite. Otherwise it won't. Otherwise it's all out of whack. Nothing works. You can't have life, spark of life, if you don't have both sides. So the trick is the labeling and how you all sit in judgment and spend so much time in judgment in your world when you're supposed to have differences. And it's not even that you're different. You're all the same with your differences. That's just unique per whatever. Knowing, right? I had this, I wrote something down. I'm going to say it. And it's like a quote. This in a way, right? I know everything in the universe, Michael, because all of you guys and I are one, right? And we're all having this experience together in this universe, right? This is like, and it's not like I just, it's not like either one of us would just know it, boom, boom, but it's all there for us to know, and we can access all of it. Everything that you need to know, to understand, to live a good life, to help each other, to heal each other, to, heal yourselves, to live alone if you want to live alone, but not lonely, right? Or live with a whole bunch of people if you want, go out when you want to go out. This all can be yours and is yours already. But from the very beginning, you all have learned to give it away to somebody else, right? And I bailed. I said, bye, Felicia. Bye, Tyrone. Oh my God, could you imagine, like, him saying that or some shit? Like, bye, Tyrone, to God, or some shit, like, I would love to say that. I honestly would. I have such a strong feeling of saying that. And it wouldn't be in any bad way. It would just be that moment where I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. That shit is crazy. I know you're God, and, again, you do anything and everything. But that one, you crazy. You crazy. I love you. You're crazy. Right? And see, and that's how we should be with the relationships with each other. Like, not... like, just because somebody said something doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Like, and this happens a lot because, like, for this one, yeah, yeah, where it's like, or just talk about politics. Just do that, right? Just pick the one that they don't want, and then just start talking about that one, and just watch them get more and more like, you're the problem with the world. Just watch, right? Because even they can't let it go. So who's the problem? The one who's telling me I'm the problem, or the guy who's just talking some shit trying to trigger you, right? Or like, because it's tough like that, right? Any of us really, especially in politics, you can't raise your voice in any one way or another. Like you have to say, we got padding on the walls, okay, all the silverware, all the metal in here is not really metal. We turned it into plastic so nobody kills each other. This is going to be a safe room where everybody can just say how they feel. And, because not everybody does understand everything, like not everybody does, and this is my interpretation of this side and my interpretation of that side, and even still, the only people that want to go in there is somebody who wants to tell somebody. Anyways, right? So that's just gonna be a shit show. Right? Hopefully not. Bravery. Do a lot of the addictions for real. I know it, man. And that's just like a natural thing, like we're addicted to anything, like natural, like as in That's. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on that too. It's funny. I was going to talk about addiction. That's really funny. This has been coming up, so maybe we'll do one on that. But it's funny because we all are. Like, even Netflix. You addicted to Netflix, right? But are you addicted, or do you just really like some of the shows? Like I do. Like, I don't even browse. Like, I like literally I won't even like go past like the third or fourth line. Like, I go to the big part, with the like top 10, right? And then like after that, I'm not looking usually for something, not like before, but or Facebook, you know what I mean? Like, how often are you on that? How often are you on Instagram? There's all kinds of addictions. There's addiction to meat. Got beef? Yeah, gotta eat meat, raw, because I'm a real man. It's just, or don't. I mean, again, let it go, bro. Calm down, like really needs to self-identify with something over there, like, why don't you just, why don't you calm down, Cranberry Man? What is hey, Unified, what's up? But no, addiction, it's anything, or that's what I was getting is people say, a lot of times, and it's not wrong, but it's you're escaping, or you're this or you're that, but it's just something that you find that you enjoy, that you want to do it more often, as often as you can, and that, I think that's a normal thing in life, because as like I say, in the universe, as beings, that's what we do. We like go find something that is new and exciting or feels good, and we go do it, but we all just got to remember, stop for, come off the head for, like a month, like a whole month, but then that's that idea of, as children, you're being brought up into these programs and in these systems and these belief things where like for me, so my thing was, like, I'm literally having to do work all the time, as soon as school and then homework, and then it was just like, and then eventually work, and then college, and then work more, and then, it's like, it's like there's always this that we have to do. So I think it's just the antithesis, right? It's the anti-matter to that. We just want to, and then once we're in that zone, you go out with your friends Friday, Saturday night. You don't want the night to end. You stay up till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. You just call a whole nighter, forget it, and then you sleep all the next day, and it messes everything up. And then you got, that was Cosby too. He says, boy, I'm no good by myself. Shoot, he said, I see my employees come back to work and like grateful, woo, I'm glad I'm here for the next 5 days. I had 2 days off to myself, like, he's all hungover and whatever, just say, I'm partying. It's funny. But yeah, you gotta just, moderation. Yeah, I just saw that pop in. It really is. It's, and like I say, it's that, that childlike, oh, I want to stay up, can't. Oh, I want to do this, can't. Oh, I want to do that, can't. Oh, you want to do this, can't. There's probably a lot more things we can't do, as kids, and then even just as beings, in the general sense, right? And like I said in the beginning, we have imaginations. We come in, we want to do everything, and we can't. We have to learn that, But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, We have to, take that energy and temper it, and understand life is energy in the first place, right? Without labels. We know. All right, hold on, Lilith. Hold on. She's a badass, and I love her to death. Yep, yeah, all the way. Which we don't. I know, right? I know, that's why it's funny. I felt way too much and didn't understand Ashati. Yeah, the sensitive. Yeah, me too. Force is strong with all of us. Hey, yes, it is. Awesome. Any child, you know what I mean? Like, I was laughing, you know what I mean? I was laughing, I haven't said it yet, the other night about how they just, the whole body, when they cry, they're all in. Kid is all in. 100%. Every time. Doesn't matter what they're thinking, what they're doing, what they're saying, It's like, it's why, like, if you're sitting down to have tea party with your little girl, or little girl, and you better sit, you better be polite, you better be nice, you better be all in. And if you don't sip your tea, you know what I mean? If the phone rings and you get up and you go to answer it, it better be the phone. It better be mama on the phone. It's like kids are all in, like when you play with them. And that's why we love them, because that's how you go to places. That's how you travel, right? Kids always traveling. They're always flying around space because they live in their imagination, like we were saying, right? Yeah. So you guys label, right? Right. Right. She's talking. Okay, what's up with the labels? Let's go. She's saying there's a gentleness that comes about as you learn to create within your sandbox, within your creations. The anger, the frustration, the fear, the darkness, right, is your playground. It's the place where the night keeps things still, things become, like she's giving me like elongated, like, how, like, if you stay up too late or something, and then like you get past being tired, now you can just stay up all night, right? Because the moon is out, you know what I mean, and things have a serenity, to it. And when you create from this place, when you create from the knowing and the being that you are before all of this other stuff, right, is the place that you can have true power from, and you'll recognize your true power. It's not in just the things you create with your hands as humans, human machinations, right? Yes, they're beautiful things, but like we've been saying, if you do not let go of them, they become an addiction. Awesome. Shout out, Bravery, for bringing it up. It's completely how it all works. Your addiction, there should never be, but your focus should always just be on your 0 point, because when you're there and when you see things from there and when you can always go there, everyone around you is healed. This is how Jesus healed, right? Been talking about that in the community lately. Jesus healed because he knew, out of doubt, all that he's capable of. He didn't have it mixed up with, the prevailing religion at that time and yada yada. It was more, towns and such, right? Like, so, it was just local with whatever. We didn't have this globally reaching. His energy's coming up. We didn't have this globally reaching, ways that you guys did, and because of living off of the land more and this sort of thing, there was a natural flow that the earth, had. It was simpler times. It's one way to put it. Okay, so what else? Lilith. Let's go back to Lilith. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Let's see what she says next. So the process is a matter of you just being quiet. You feel how quiet it is right now? When she comes in, people think of us dark as these big, scary, powerful beings. And sure, but light can be big and scary and powerful too. and in the opposite effect, we can both all be very calm and peaceful. There's peace in the darkness too, guys. But it doesn't mean that you create fears out of it. You don't create more in it. You don't, it's why as children getting over the darkness, being afraid and scared of the dark, it's such a bigger concept, that comes from such a deeper place. It's why all kids, like, no matter what, have that initial, like, whoa, what's going on? Once more of that awareness and soul and purpose and understanding of, once a kid's, gotten in trouble a couple times, and then he knows there's a little, like yin and yang. There can be happy, it could be sad, and then they start, it's in the brain and in the emotions, and so the idea of this is that, all of these things are already here and they're already apparent, but it's only within those emotions that you create inside your bodies that creates all of the fear about it, if there's fear or not, because there's people out there who love to run off into the darkness, into the will, or there's all kinds, and probably not as many or something, right? But the fear, what else was it? Oh, I lost it. No. Hold on. So the fear that's created by you, oh, forget it. I'm out. I'm not going to try to follow it because then it doesn't work. I gotta, right? And I keep wanting to kind of do that. So kids do not need to label love. Yeah, it's like, that's funny. Talk about how they label, that you guys remember that kid who didn't like his mom? He loved her, but he didn't like her because she didn't give him cookies. That one was awesome. I think it was on Funniest Home Videos. That's where they got it from. I don't know. I saw it on YouTube. I think it was America's Funniest Home Video with that white dude. And that's the whole idea. We start to forget that it's like, it's about the energy, right? Even a cookie, right? Because we say this a lot. This is big, because it's a big argument, like okay, so we live physically, and so how am I gonna ever experience a cheeseburger, guys? If I just need to, like, do it energetically within myself, so that I can, you know what I mean? Like you can have everything you want. You just have to know that you already have it. So huge mind trip, right? Okay, for most people, especially when you start doing this. But okay, so what do you want to say about it? You don't need the cheeseburger, right? But what if we just wanted to go get a cheeseburger? Okay, well then it's your own funeral. Get good, right? Anything else? No, that's it. And not like it's a funeral. We're just talking about a cheeseburger. Hopefully, it's not. It'll be your last cheeseburger you ever ate. No, it's not that bad. But this is what we're telling you guys, that it's like you are the creators and you have the power, and you have to be responsible for what you're creating or engaging with, or all of it. It's, you can't blame society. I don't blame, right? Like, or, what happened. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just over here. Right? They made Eve, or, Eve was constructed using Adam's rib, okay? And I was just standing here the whole time, and nobody seemed to care. So I just went over here, and then they're going to say, oh, she rebelled, I rebelled, I did this, I did that, You know, it's like, no, I'm just over here. I'm actually a little upset. You know, yeah. You know, I've had some, you know, frustration about it, and I've had some sadness over it. It's kind of, you know, but that's only if I play that game that is being, you know, imagined and such, right? And the minds of people who are powerful beings, who are collective, right? Whereas in so me, I just sit here loving anyone and everyone, fully understanding this plight, right? The plight of, you know, and so it's all just labels. It's all what you guys make of anything. Read the book and believe it. Okay, go ahead, right? Read whatever book, believe it. Okay, go ahead. But are you creating love? Are you generating love? Are you illuminating people? Are you learning things from people? Yeah, McRib. Yeah, right, exactly. Right? That's Bill Burr. He said that too. He said, do you ever like have plans like all day, right? And then the McDonald's comes out with that McRib again, and then you go over there, you eat that McRib, and then you just like, yeah, you know, my dreams. You know, I'm just gonna sit on the couch. Right? It's like, oh, they say, I don't know what it is about the McRib. So I don't know. You know, I remember having them back in the day. They were delicious. That's funny you said McRib though. All right, what else? Yeah, so how do we break them? Well, you have to believe in yourself, guys. Right? Believing in yourself is the whole thing. There's a lot of meditations and things you can use with color and sound. I mean, there's all of these modalities that are going to be coming out, you know, and that will help on the physical level for you to feel them, to heal you physically from the outside or, you know, in, but you can still do this from the inside out. When you believe that, if you don't believe, we say this a million times, if you don't believe, then it won't happen, period. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why. Doesn't matter what happened, you know, like who did what, you know. Like, that's what George Lopez, I can never do nothing, you know, as a kid. Like, he's kicking the ground. He's like, you know, push your cousin, you know. Like, I can never do nothing. You know, I forget. It's so funny. It's cracking. As a kid, you know, the plight of a kid, you know. What is it? You have to believe. You have to believe that what you're doing means something. And this is the whole point of all of it. If you don't believe within yourself, within that, you know, all of these aspects and all of these layers, you know, this one, I've been talking about the elements, right? You know, we have to get into how things work and the yin and the yang of all things, you know, and the 0 point, right, of all things. All of this, you know, all of this stuff has been around since the beginning of time, because the beginning of any physical earth, it's already been here every time. It's just reminding yourselves of a place that you forgot about, right? That because, like we said, is the child, they live primarily in their imagination, you know, and they have to learn how to take care of this body. And many people don't learn. It's like, you know, it's like my mom, you know, brush your teeth, you know. It's like, oh yeah, shit, I should have listened. You know, I should have listened a little more, you know. Like, brush your teeth, you know. When I was a kid, I just wanted to get done and then go down, you know. And then it was like all these little things, you know, you have to do, you know. It's so funny. Wash your ass, you know. There's always that one too, you know. Clean your room, you know. Why? Why I gotta clean my room? I don't want to clean my room. Because the chi flow, the air, there's too much earth. It's going necrotic, right? Like I was saying, men, we go stale if we sit around for too long. You know, you can't sit around for too long. It's great, come home, grab a 6-pack, watch the game, whatever you want to do, but go outside. Do that too. Just put it all down Forget about whatever else is, and just go outside, you know. It's so important for all of us, you know, guys and girls, kids, especially kids. It's part of teaching your kids how to take care of themselves too. Go outside. Like, why? Because it's good for you. If you instill that in them, you know, why? Because it's good for you, you know. Not in a forced way. That's probably not the way to do it. You know, make them feel good about it. They're probably gonna love it. But how do we? Okay, back to the point. Burying old belief systems, right? Burning, right? Believing in yourself and what you're doing. You know, not having to believe. See, the only reason anyone's believing in anything about God or this or that or needs to is because you don't feel like you can do it yourselves. It's the only reason. If you could do it yourselves, and every day and everything you did was a success, you know, everything, even if it wasn't, but you just saw it that way, then you wouldn't need all these answers. You wouldn't need to figure out this and need to figure out that and struggling here and struggling there. You would just be happy with whatever happened. I mean, think of it in, you know, in that way. We're all still here right now. I mean, all the stress and drama that we put ourselves through through our lives, and we're all, you know, we're still alive. We're still here. We could have let go of all that anxiety for the past year. You know, what's 2021 going to be like? I don't know, but in 2022, I'm going to be asking what's in 2022. So why just let it go? Quit with the anxiety. The only reason the world's all going crazy is because everybody's going crazy. Y'all just need to go outside again. Stop watching TV. You know what I'm saying, right? A whole bunch of kids to us, right? It's like kids again. Just because you're adults, you know, you're just grown-up kids. You know, like, well, that's the Sinbad. He said, just because you got a kid doesn't make you a parent now. You know, like you gotta wise up. You gotta, right? He said, what did he say? He said, don't spank your children. It teaches them to hit. No, don't. It teaches them to sit down. It teaches them to be quiet. I was dying. And, you know, not like I'm condoning, you know, I'm not trying to say, but it's like, there's too many of them books nowadays. You know, don't hit it. And it does, you know, if you can do it in another way, you know, but sometimes, you know, it's like you're trying to negotiate, you know, with a 2-year-old, you know, did we not say, you know, right? It's like, no, sometimes they're going to have to deal with it, you know, and again, and that's part of life, right? You know, so right off the bat, you know, you got to level with them, right? You got to say, hey, I know, I feel that way too. You know, like, it's time for bed. Yeah, guess what? I don't want to go to bed either. And you know what else I got to do tomorrow? I got to go to work all day. You know, it's like, you're going to stay home with mama. I mean, or, you know, you're going to the babysitter. Or, you know, you're still little. That's okay. You know, like we just started leveling with them, you know, like sharing our lives. You know, like parents, you know, I think that was a past way of doing it where, you know, you just don't talk. Like, or, you know, parents are talking, you know, wait your turn and, you know, all this stuff. And it's just like, okay, yeah, we know that they're kids and, you know, they don't, you know. Like if you have something important to talk about or, you know, you're doing something, you tell them, hold on, wait, you know, and kids always want the attention, you know, they don't have filters, you know, but it's just like, yeah, it's like, you know, getting into the belief structures, right, and the judgments and the labels, right, it all comes from, like, our identifying with things, like, outside of ourselves, you know what I mean? Like if you if your kid, you know, if you taught them a little patience, right, they'd wait. You know, they'd wait. Oh, okay, hey, he's talking, all right, give it a second, you know, and then they wait, you know, and then hopefully you can spare the moment for them. I mean, you know, who knows? But, you know, if your kid's running around constantly, your attention, it's because they got too much stuff, you know. What would the Tai Chi man say? He said, go stand in the corner, or go outside in the courtyard, right, and stand, horse stance, you know, for the next 4 hours. Why? Because I'm your sensei. It's like, okay, 4 hours, you know, yes, and then you do it, you know, and you gain this power, They gain you gain abilities, you gain strength, you gain coordination, you gain, like everything in life is teaching you guys something. You're you're always growing in one way or another, whether you say you can or you say you can't, you're right. Okay. So this idea of right and wrong, good or bad, I'm Lilith, she's Eve, we love each other, right? That's what we totally do, right? But the idea that I'm a part of it, right? That I'm rebelling and that I hate, right? Because that's all that happens, It's like we've said before, the snake whispered in Eve's ear. Think about that too. Wow, that's a hell of an insight. It's not like it whispered in Adam's ear, right? It whispered in the rib's ear. Yeah, right. The not fully aware's ear. Yeah, of course it did. Right? And it was bad. Yeah, it was bad because he shouldn't have tempted her. No, he didn't. Right. Well, obviously she didn't get the memo. Right? God made Adam and Lilith. Right, if you will. Right. Let's not get into semantics here. And then they were like, "No, you suck. Get out." Sorry, I'm just trying to humanize it, make it kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of, and again, and you go through that. You go through the whole phase, you mad at your mom and dad for, or whatever happened, and then, but we're labeling it all instead of, just like in life when you heal people or you work with social or psychological or you work with people emotional, it's like, once it's cleared, we're good. You're good. I don't need to rebel and rage and burn down heaven. You know what I mean? I just needed a hug. I needed to know. I needed to know the purpose for what was happening. I needed to know what was going on. And in the grand scheme of things, you don't know unless you're God itself. You know what I mean? You don't know all of the things. It's why, like in the spiritual community too, or like with what's going on in the world, like oh, what's going to happen? Politics, military, the world, and lockdown, and blah blah blah. What's going to happen? I mean, if we told you guys. You can't know. You're not supposed to know everything, because then if we truly did like know everything, right? We wouldn't be just as human. We'd be a being of like infinite, like, you know what I mean? So we're only learning to integrate this because of the process, right? The linear process of grounding this energy and this information in a heavily dense area where people are still too shrouded in their darkness and fearing it is the problem. And then, and because if you all faced your fears together, realized you all have them, whatever, many of you have, like, how many are there? I mean, like, compared to like 7 billion people, we probably share a lot of them, and it's just like you guys would evolve like that, like, because you're not afraid to talk about stuff. Fear stops. It hinders you. It freezes you up, right? You have to you have to be fearless. Courage, man. Wow. Wild ride. Yo, it is, man. Hey, good for you, bro. Yeah, it's been kind of nice here too. Cali, it's been like 70s out, and it's real nice out today. I went out and did all my exercises. It's a love tap. Oh, man. Yeah. Right? I like that. I didn't know what she was going to say precisely about changing the old beliefs, But I really like what you did here, because she said about believing in yourself. Because anything that you believe that is like it, anything that you keep with you is old, because you're always moving forward. Like whether you're sitting around or not, your body's changing chemically, time's moving forward, space, things are moving. You're always creating, generating new reality going forward, right? Anything that you still bring with you is old, just by definition, right? And it's not like it's bad. Some of it's good to have, you know. I got my backpack and my, you know, I'm gonna keep that in there, you know, like I want that, right? So transmuting old belief systems and structures within you is, it's all about you believing in yourself. It's about you finding something new to believe. It's about you learning and gaining knowledge and figuring something out for yourself, right? And yeah, sure, you have to listen to what other people say. I mean, a lot of times, you know, if you can't read, you listen to YouTube or do this or do that, and you know, we download while we, you know, we driving to work or we doing whatever, you know, podcasting it, you know, it's huge now, you know, we're all out there, man. And this is exactly what's going to happen. Like I was just saying, this is how we're all going to come together, and we're all going to be able to start talking about it, because not everybody can do this in person, you know, where you face in person, you know, like, and like, oh my God, I have that moment of like, you know, like reality check, and then actually, you know, deal with it or something, you know what I mean? So a lot of this is going to happen online, and it is already for people, you know, the truths and the inspiration and the realizations and all this, it's all going to be online. So in a way, we are kind of doing it, you know, face to face, in you know, in this way. But believing in yourself to know that you don't have to believe in what somebody else says, man. Like, or what the book said. You don't even have to believe in, you know, quote unquote God. Like, or like in what he says, she says, it says, you know, when, how, why, when. Like, obviously we know, you know, it's real. Something, there's spirit, there's beings, there's an over, I mean, you know, Wu Ji, Tai Chi. I'm explaining this now, you know. It's the supreme nothingness, supreme mother that, you know, just, that exists, but you'll never be able to find it. It's here. We know it's here. We know it gives form to energy. It gives intention to form. It gives purpose to intention. I mean, we just keep going back and back and back to the source, you know. And that's where you create from. Why are you saying that? That's where you create from. That was from earlier. You create. Right, so without labels. You're putting layers on it as you go. Stop labeling everything. Stop judging people by a label, you know, by the way that they, you know, by the way you perceive them, or by the way, you know what I mean? Like, like this guy, you know, total white boy face, does not do good in the hood. You know, this is an Abercrombie, okay? You see what I'm saying? Like, I know this, I knew this, I know this my whole life. Okay, it doesn't matter, you know. You know. It's not a fucking, you know, whatever. It's kind of funny. Yeah. And we'll all have way more fun, right? It's just, right. Right. Me and Lilith have fun all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you guys are, a lot of the spiritual community channels, you know, whatever, coming into this, you know, you're all going to center around the angel squads, you know what I mean? Like, because the, you know, they are the helping hands and the ones who are here with the love and the light. And it's very important that you do this, yes, especially in the beginning, because the rest of this is going to be too much to understand for a lot, you know, for anybody who's kind of really starting off, or, you know, Well, not anybody. And see, that's the thing. Like, I think if this was all explained to me in this way, I totally would have been, oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I'm not worried about you, Lilith. Like, I feel you right here. Okay, right? You're not possessing me. Everybody's freaking out all the time over it all. And again, it's their belief system. Oh my God, you're gonna get possessed. Well, no, I'm not, but you might. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you might. It's just. What else are we saying? Yeah, just and right. And so she's saying, and if you want to transmute something like physically in your body, right? Something old and you want it new. Well, then you give it. It's the same as you do with information in your mind. You replace it, you restructure it, you reorganize, or you put it in its proper place. You change a belief system. You change from your mind. New information, whatever. So, like, I always use my lower back as an example. Hey, Pri, what's happening? So I used to do the lower, because when I healed it or whatever, and I just don't get it anymore. And now that I bring attention to it, I kind of, I think when I sat in this chair, it's funny. But, all you got to do to heal it is just bring more love, more light, more energy to it. It needs new information, right? The reason your bodies are hurt, because you used to say, like, okay, you want to heal the body, but do you even remember what that part of your body used to feel like when it was a kid? We want to restore our bodies back to how it felt when we were youthful and we were, and so it's been so long, we've ate so much food, it's like we're bloated now, we drank so much beer, guys, we got this big old belly going on, or whatever. And so it's like, how are you gonna remember and remind what that needs to feel like? Well, you need to practice, right? And you got to start every day that you are sending the energy back to it that you remember that you had when you came here, right? That's how you restore the physical. We always talk, well, let's do actual restore, okay, not just energy. It's not just Reiki. Okay, come, actually heal me, bro. I want to actually, you say you're a healer. Okay, well, it's gonna take time. First of all. Second of all, get your mind right. Because if you don't believe that you can heal, it's not gonna happen, right? So, and then every day, you have to do the work. If you feel like, oh, that was tense, okay, I'm gonna go stretch and I'm gonna go breathe, right? It's like the Tai Chi or yoga, and I've said it, just like doing the bow, right? And then you feel the alignment in your shoulder, right? And you align your body again. And then you relax and you breathe. And it's just like yoga. And you'll notice, like, why do I have tension? Why is my hand like this? Or whatever happens. It's like, and this whole time you think you're good because, yeah, I can go like that. Okay, cool, that's easy. Yeah, but can you hold it for 5 seconds? I mean, that's the easy one, but there's so many kinds of things. Hey, yo, later, babe. Yeah, I'm going to take off too here. I'm already past an hour. Wow, that went easy and fast and quick. But I think we'll be going live tonight again also for other stuff. So I have to see what, put all that together. Yeah, so I'm excited. So, okay, thank you, Lilith, for the loving moment. Really. The peace and the serenity, and the quiet that she has for us all. Just moon. She's the moon. She's that sun moon, right? Believe in yourself. That's what we should have titled this. Believe in yourself. Lilith. Fuck yeah. Right, guys? Fuck yeah. Alright. Alright, we love you. Thank you, Lilith. Thank you all. I'm going to go. And I'll see you guys next time.